Weeks have passed by, and also the weeks are going on 2 months. We are still waiting to know those who brutally and inhumanely took away your life. We are not going to be distracted. We are not going to give up until all of them have been exposed and all of them have been brought to book and punished. Good evening to all of you viewers of Equinoxe television. It's 6 p.m. by 6 o'clock. We thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the news. Right away, we begin with our Major Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been elected the new president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The 70-year-old beats Peter Obi, who stood as hope for the youth in Nigeria, and also Atiku Abubakar to emerge president of the highly contested general elections in Nigeria. Who actually is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? We'll tell you more about the new president of Nigeria in this edition of the news. Plus, we will be taking you to Abuja, Nigeria, still to meet a special envoy, Babila Jonathan, to get the reactions of Nigerians after the results were pronounced by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Here in Douala, most Nigerians seem disappointed with the outcome of the votes. And also a complete package for you in this newscast. So stay with us on the outcome of the result of the presidential election in Nigeria. And in this newscast, still enormous material damages are being recorded by heavy winds which swept through the city of Douala. That was last evening. Viewers, those were our major stories. Stay with us for details and more. Welcome back, viewers. We thank you so much for always according us your time every 6 p.m. for the news in the English language. We begin this edition with this human interest story, a sad one, of course, from the Southwest Regional Headquarters of Boya. One of the victims of the bomb blast during the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope has died at the Boya Regional Hospital. Linda Mongo, who's in her late 20s, is reported to have died after having a cardiac arrest from the bomb blast. Let's now have more about that sad incident with our reporter Manjikan Gabriel, who spoke with some family members who are mourning the sudden death of their daughter.
At the entrance to the Boya Regional Hospital mortuary are the family members of Linda Mongo, who are inconsolable after their daughter passed away. The late Linda Mongo was in her late 20s and died after being hospitalized at the Boya Regional Hospital due to injuries she sustained from the explosion at Bunduma Gate as she supported athletes of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope. According to a family member, some errors were made during the stay of Linda Mongo at the regional hospital.
Medically speaking, they were not taking the right procedure, because when somebody is in that intensive care unit, there needs to be one doctor on standby. But most often it was just the nurses. And with a case like that, the nurses can actually not handle it very well. Because severally I saw the way she was breathing, even with the oxygen. I did not actually see that they were really doing something, because it doesn't really just suffice for you to put oxygen on somebody. But you need time and again, calm, check, and all of that.
Apart from refusing family members around the patient, other faults were noted.
I remember the first day they came, they actually said they would put her blood, and later on they did not do that. It's yesterday that they were struggling to do blood, and which I don't know, I am even sure, because when you send somebody in intensive care units, you need to be one family member that is seeing what is happening, even if through the window. But they only called my elder sister when she was already like very, very serious.
During the visit of the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, Chief Professor Narcis Molekombi, at the regional hospital, He promised that the government will take full charge of the medical bills, but it wasn't the case.
So what I noticed was that there are some drugs that they will write and will not know who to go to. But they actually told us that they were the ones to take all the leaves. And so some medicines will go and buy it in town. And they will not be able to reimburse the receipts of the money. So I can say that they actually were not taking their full responsibility.
As the family mourns the death of Linda, 3 kids who are alleged to be late Linda Mongo's children are still under medical care, with burns at the pediatric children ward undergoing treatment. After the corpse of Linda Mongo was dropped at the Boya Regional Hospital mortuary, Equinoxe TV followed the family to the residence at Bonduma Gate. It was total sadness we saw on the faces of almost everyone, who described the passing away of Linda as sudden and unexpected. Again, the government has promised to support the family during the burial of their daughter whenever her funeral program will be communicated.
Sad indeed. May her soul rest in peace, and we wish a quick recovery to her kids who are still in hospital and other victims. Now from the Fako, we take you over to the Kupema-Niguba division, still in the southwest region, where the population say they are decrying the absence of potable water in the area. They say they are forced to go miles in search of the precious liquids, which most times are of doubtful quality. Let's now have more of problems of water scarcity in the Kupema-Niguba, precisely in Bangem, with our staff lady Lucy Riengo is here.
The absence of potable water in Kupema-Niguba division has been a major cause of waterborne diseases. According to reports published by the District Hospital of Bangem, an average of 5 persons are hospitalized every month for waterborne diseases. Though the population resort to other ways of treating, the number of infected persons are still high. Aside this, the population also complain of walking for long distances in search of water. As a means to reduce water scarcity in the area, a new source of water has been made available for the population.
The source of the water here is very pure, natural, from the rocks of Kupe, of Mankupe. The best water so far you can have.
The availability of the
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The former governor of Lagos State and president of the APC political party emerged victorious against Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar, who really is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Our reporter Innocent Atenal profiles the 70-year-old newly elected president of Nigeria.
I have what it takes.
Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu, 71-year-old president-elect of Nigeria, is a Nigerian accountant and politician. He served as governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007 and senator for Lagos West from 1992 under the banner of the Social Democratic Party. After dictator Sani Abacha dissolved the Senate in 1993, Tinubu became an activist campaigning for the return of democracy as part of the National Democratic Coalition movement. Although he was forced into exile in 1994, Tinubu returned after Abacha's 1998 death triggered the state of the transition to the Fourth Republic. In the first post-transition Lagos State gubernatorial election, Tinubu won by a wide margin as a member of the Alliance for Democracy over the People's Democratic Party's Dapo Sarumi and the All People's Party's Nosiruddin Kekere Ekun. 4 years later, he won re-election to a second term over the PDP's Funsho Williams by a reduced margin. Tinubu's 2 terms were marked by attempts at modernizing the city of Lagos and his thoughts with the PDP-controlled federal government. After leaving office in 2007, he since played a key role in the formation of the All Progressives Congress in 2013. In 2009, following the landslide victory of the People's Democratic Party in the April 2007 elections, Tinubu became involved in negotiations to bring together the fragmented opposition parties into a mega party capable of challenging the then ruling PDP. In February 2013, Tinubu was among several politicians who created a mega opposition party with the merger of Nigeria's 3 biggest opposition parties: the Action Congress of Nigeria, the Congress for Progressive Change, the All Nigeria People's Party, a faction of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, and the new PDP, a faction of the then ruling People's Democratic Party, into the All Progressives Congress. In 2014, Tinubu supported Muhammadu Buhari, leader of the CPC faction of the APC, in the 2015 presidential election. Buhari rode the APC to victory, ending the 16-year rule of the PDP and marking the first time in the history of Nigeria that an incumbent president lost to an opposition candidate. Tinubu greatly supported the Buhari administration, and in 2019, he supported Buhari's re-election campaign, defeating the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar. In 2020, following an internal party crisis which led to the removal of Tinubu's ally and party chairman Adams Oshomole, it is believed the move was to scuttle Tinubu's presidential prospects ahead of 2023.
And now talking about the reactions of Nigerians after the win of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Douala, to be more precise. Nigerians in Douala say their hopes for a better Nigeria have been dashed somehow with the outcome of the 2023 presidential election. Reacting to the announcement of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the INEC, Nigerians regret that their country is still in a valley, according to them, with the victory of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. For me, Armstrong Sander spoke with some Nigerians here in Douala. I compiled this report for the news.
To Nigerian nationals in Cameroon, the outcome of the 2023 presidential election in their country, as per the announcement of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the INEC, is disappointing.
I'm not happy for the election that happens in Nigeria last Saturday.
Thousands of miles away and observing from far off Cameroon, the Nigerians in Douala say the exercise was marred by fraud.
There is a lot of fraud in that election. So what we are expecting in Nigeria is not what you are seeing today. The person that everybody hopes that is the person that's going to win the election in Nigeria is Peter Obi, and is the only person that can handle Nigeria, that can take Nigeria to a better level.
He says the choice of the people seemed not to have been respected. A frustrating reality for Nigerians in Cameroon, who say their hope of a better Nigeria have been dashed.
What we are seeing now, I don't think that Nigeria is going to a better level. So what we are seeing now is not what we are happy to see. The youth expected to see Peter Obi to come and rule Nigeria and give Nigeria a good future. But for what we are seeing now, I don't think that Nigeria have a future to go. And Nigeria is still living in the valley. What my prophet said last time, that Nigeria is in the valley, and that is where Nigeria is still going. Instead of Nigeria going up, we are still going in the valley. That is not right. It's not good.
Announced winner with 36%, 71-year-old Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu takes over for Muhammadu Buhari, inheriting a country plagued by insecurity, unemployment, inflation and division, Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes the 5th president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria since they returned to democratic rule.
And now we move over to Abuja, Nigeria to meet our special envoy, Babila Jonathan, who is telling us that Nigerians are expressing mixed feelings about the outcome of the presidential and parliamentary elections. Many of them are very disappointed with APC's Bola Tinubu's win or victory at the presidential, while some are happy that Tinubu is going to be their next leader. Babila Jonathan talked with some Nigerians in Abuja. And Babila, can you tell us how are Nigerians reacting to the results of the recent results of the elections, given the win somehow to APC's leader Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
After the proclamation of final results of the 2023 presidential election in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, won by APC candidate Bola Tinubu, the election result is animating debates on the streets of Abuja and other parts of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we're going to talk to some Nigerians to get their reactions with regards to the publication of the results. And with me here in the UTC in Garki, Area 11, Amak Area Council, is a talk show presenter. Her name, Kaine Kranda. You're welcome. Thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, the results of the presidential election were made public earlier today, and a lot of people are talking about these things, and you've been walking around and talking with the people, some of the people. What are the reactions that you are seeing? What are the reactions that you're observing with regards to the election results?
Yeah, it's a mixed feeling actually, you know, because most people are kind of disappointed. You know, they were expecting something bad, different from what is happening right now, and people felt like the election was not properly conducted, and they feel like it was how will I put it? They feel like it was something that was forced on them. You know, people felt like they came out to vote, and this was not what they expected. Whoever has won, but let's just embrace it and give peace a chance. We pray that there will be more security in the country.
Thank you so much. Kaine, you are a talk show presenter. Thank you for accepting to talk to us. All right, and as you can observe over there are many people who've crowded there, and they are talking about the election results. Now we're going to cross over there to talk to some of them. So they are here and they are discussing about the elections, the result and everything. Some are happy, some are not happy, and I'm going to talk to one of them. Hello, sir.
Good morning, sir. My name is Baba Wali.
Right. So what do you think about the results of the presidential election that was earlier this morning?
So everything went well. We just thank God. All what we are praying for is for better Nigeria. That is what we are praying for. And we are praying that God should give him more wisdom so that we can lead the country well. That is what we are praying.
Are you happy with the results? Are you happy that...
One wants his progress. Once someone is progress, we have to be happy with him. So I'm happy.
Thank you very much. We're going to talk to another one who is right here. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Hussein Tajudin.
What do you think about the results of the presidential election made public with Tinubu as the winner?
In fact, that result was so super and is an authentic, because it is not easy. The way we see it is a game of, politics is interest, and it was a very large Nigeria as a whole. Everybody was shaking. You can imagine how even APC lost Lagos and some other prominent states, even Osun State and so on. So even with the lovers of the APC, whatever, so it was so authentic. And some of the strong prominents in Nigerians even lost their seats. So there is a different changes in this 2023 election. In fact, we're so much happy about the way the election was conducted.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to continue to get more reactions here. We have a gentleman here. Hello, sir.
God bless you.
All right. What do you think about the results of the presidential election made public earlier this morning?
Well, by my observation, the result did not reflect the true wishes of the people of Nigerians. That's the truth about that. But on the whole, Tinubu, who has been declared a winner, is a Nigerian also. And I wish that people should back him up and pray for him. He could do better. But the truth about it is that Nigerians, or ordinary Nigeria on the street, is not happy. They are not happy over the true wishes, because they fear that their wish has been truncated by the so-called INEC and the rest.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, we will talk to others who are equally here, and they are discussing, as you can see, about the results of the election. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. What do you think about the results of the presidential election made public this morning with Tinubu as the winner?
And the result of the election, in fact, it's not something that we can proud of it, because what they promise us is not what they deliver, and definitely sure they can never deliver justice. So, and that sentiment, it can bring violence, and so we are trying to avoid violence. One of the solutions of stopping problem not to happen is to prevent it. And so that's why we are trying our possible best to walk to the right path, and so that we can be able to get it right. But if we cannot get it right, then make sure we cannot do the right thing, and that is the problem we are facing today. We can never get it right until you do the right thing.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's get to know what this man is explaining. Hello, sir. Thank you for accepting to talk to us. We have been seeing you talking there. Tell us what's your opinion about the results of the presidential election that were made public earlier today.
About the results, it's obvious that the winner have reached to the position that he's supposed to reach. I can advise the losers. They are not losers. They tried. I can advise them. The people, our brothers from the southeast, they should make friends. Democracy is about friendship and numbers, as I said earlier on. Make friends so that you can reach to the peak you want. It is not by force, it is by friendship. Thank you.
Are you happy with the outcome? Does the outcome meet your aspirations? The winner, is he the one that you wanted?
Hicks, though there are some hicks during the election time about the beavers, you know, the National Electoral Commission promised to upload the results on their server, but due to some technical know-how, you understand, they couldn't. I watched a video where a guy was promising one of the presidential candidates that they will do anything to jeopardize the election in his own favor, provided the commission will use technology. So to me, hearing that, even if I am the leader of the commission, I wouldn't upload the result into the server, because they will rig the election. You understand?
Thank you very much. So you've heard it. The people are really having mixed feelings about the outcome of yesterday, or the presidential election results made public earlier today, and you can see that some of the people are happy, some of them are unhappy, some of them are concerned about the fact that there is peace, and they are expecting something better. They are expecting a new Nigeria. However, others are practically hopeless. They think that nothing is going to come out of the administration of Bola Tinubu. That's it, and that's how things are happening here in Garki, Omak Area Council, here in Abuja, Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are Pablo Jonathan and Emmanuel Job reporting for Equinoxe Television News.
Thank you so much, Babila Jonathan. From your voice there, we can tell that you have had a lot on your plate lately, especially after the results published by the National Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, is highly contested by the other parties, that is the PDP and the LP. Hopefully, you regain your voice, so you continue sending us updates, maybe post-electoral updates from Abuja, Nigeria. And now we talk something else, still in foreign news. French President Emmanuel Macron has already begun his tour of some countries on the African continent today. Emmanuel Macron began his visits today in Gabon. Mala Glory now, in the report which comes up next, tells us some of the reasons behind the French president's visits to some French African countries or some Francophone African countries.
The French President Emmanuel Macron begins a tour of Central Africa this Wednesday, 1st March 2023. His first stop will be the Gabonese capital, Libreville, a French colony where the French head of state will participate together with his counterpart Ali Bongo in the One Forest Summit. A summit on the conservation of tropical forest, an event to which various heads of state have been invited. The president's main objective to his visit to Central Africa is to strengthen ties, especially with Gabon, who recently joined the Commonwealth. On the political front page promises to be a delicate one. In a few months, Gabon will hold presidential elections, and the local civil society suspects France of wanting to somehow lend its support to the disputed incumbent president. And later the French president will head over to the former Portuguese colony of Angola as part of a drive to enhance French ties with English and Portuguese-speaking parts of Africa. After Congo-Brazzaville, another French colony is the Democratic Republic of Congo, where he will end up his trip on Friday and Saturday. Emmanuel Macron says that France will stand by Africa on security issues. The president has insisted Africa is a priority of his second term in office. France is also concerned over the growing role of Russia in French-speaking African countries alongside an ongoing Chinese push for influence.
And now, before we go, viewers, we had promised earlier on to bring you the images of the effect of heavy winds which swept across the city of Douala that was last night. Several families are now stranded after their ceilings were blown off by strong winds accompanied by rain in the city of Douala neighborhoods like Oyak, Nyala, Bilonge, all in the Douala 3 area, are now in the dark due to the falling of several electric poles. Immaculate Fogwe reports on the damages incurred by those localities and even more.
Roofs of houses blown off. Household items submerged in water. Electric poles lying on the ground. Electric cables crisscrossing each other. These are the consequences of the strong winds and rain recorded in the evening of March 28th in several neighborhoods across the city of Douala. In one of the affected neighborhoods, Oyak, in the Douala 3 subdivision, an entire family had to spend the night out of their house, which was submerged in water. It rained heavily. All of my ceiling sheets were blown off by the strong winds. While trying to save some of my goods, some boys smuggled into my house and stole my phone. To partially address the issue, Sabine has decided to use a tarpaulin to cover the roof of her house. Just like Sabine, several residents of Dakar slept outside. Where will I start from? The rain has destroyed almost everything in my house. I am now stranded with my kids. Schools were equally not spared by the strong winds. Schools like Government High School Oyak, Government Bilingual High School Nyala, Government High School Jini, all in the Douala 3 subdivision, were affected. Textbooks and important documents got wet.
And the win of yesterday, we never knew that things were going to turn out the way we met. So we came, we met the zing on the floor, you know. We were surprised. And students were to write in the classes that the incident happened. So we just had to manage the situation.
Apart from houses, electric poles were equally affected, leaving several inhabitants in the dark. They promised that they will arrive soonest, so we are still waiting. Activities are on standstill. Moving along several streets, one could notice electric cables crisscrossing each other. A tricycle parked along the road got damaged after an electric pole fell on it. Residents are sending distress calls to the government of Cameroon to come to their aid during this difficult moment.
Sad indeed. Fortunately, no human life was lost. Viewers, that was what we put together for you this evening. On the news, we thank you so much for always being with us as usual. Don't go away, our programs continue. Equinoxe comes up in about 30 minutes, and the news in the French language will be at 8 p.m. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television. Bye-bye for now.